Hey there, saltwater anglers, and welcome to the Lower Chesapeake Bay Fishing Report. It's your local report, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. This podcast is part of the Great Days Outdoors Network, and each week we're talking with local experts to learn ways we can become better anglers in our pursuits offshore, nearshore, and inshore. And to help keep this amazing fishery healthy and thriving for generations to come, let's remember to protect what we pursue. It's springtime, waters are warming up, and fish are on the move. So let's hear who's making this show possible and then find out what's been biting. Check it out. AFTCO has a gift for our listeners. They're now offering a camo sunglasses cleaner cloth with any purchase of AFTCO products. Whether I'm walking the dock or the deck, I love my AFTCO fishing boots. You cannot beat the comfort. And as temps warm up, the Samurai Sun Shirt will keep you cool and protected. To get your coupon code, just text LCBFR to 779-345-2918. You'll get subscribed to our email list, and we'll send you the promo code via email. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm really excited for this week's show because we're going to start off talking about something that has been near and dear to our hearts last year. And then again, this year we talked about it briefly. But this weekend, April the 25th, is going to be the Tight Lines for Tiny Fighters 2.0 fishing tournament. And it's got a great benefit. I don't want to take any thunder. I want to welcome back to the show Miss Ava Bourne, right from her dorm room in West Virginia. How you doing, Ava?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How's the soccer season? Are you guys playing yet? Or are we just in training?
They just finished up the other day, last of the spring season.
You guys win,
3-0
lose?
win. Yeah, they won
Nice.
3-0, yeah.
Congratulations. Did you score?
Good way to
What
end the
position do
season.
you play?
I played striker,
Okay.
so like center forward. Played
Just
through the fall, injured through the spring.
oh no.
Done for now. We'll see. We'll see what comes in the next couple of years. But the newest bid is medical retirement and
Medical
being a
retirement.
student.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So you're medically retired soccer player, college soccer player. You work part-time. You also mate part-time on the different boats. You've got finals this week and you're planning and conducting a fishing tournament. What else are you doing? What else is on your plate?
Oh God. All of it. All of that. That's a lot. It's more than most.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Three
But
jobs, school.
three jobs. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious. Well, to be what, 20 again and have all that
18.
18 and have all
Yeah.
that energy.
18 hit hard.
I yeah, well, talk to me. I'm 39. Wait till the 40 comes. I'm gonna be like, oh my. But tell us a little bit, just high level. So Tight Lines for Tiny Fighters, there's this really cool community between Mike Roby and your dad, Josh Bourne on Wingman, Dr. Dre Boat, Trip
hmm
Seed. I mean, all those guys, everybody's part of this community. What's at the core of this? Why are you doing this?
Um, looking back now, almost 7 years, starting with Hooked on Hope, just, working one or two trips a month with my dad, kind of seeing firsthand like what these families that were walking through pediatric cancer were experiencing on a more personal level. Like they weren't just a statistic or a number or a price tag, like they were people. And you got anywhere from the people who had a diagnosis less than a month prior to the trip, people that were in the heat of treatment with their kids. You've seen people that have lost children, you've seen people that are in remission, and kind of humanize this idea of what it was like to walk through these things. And then I kind of held on to that like root feeling up until my senior year in high school. And I had to do, my research paper, my outreach project, and it kind of all just clicked. I wrote my paper on the statistics and then was able to like almost humanize the statistics through my project with Tight Lines for Tiny Fighters.
Yeah.
Lots of months of planning, a lot of hard work, lots of people to support along the way. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like no matter how much money was raised or how many people showed up, if there was one new person that was educated on the topic and was able to, humanize and sympathize with these people that were walking through the unimaginable,
Right.
even outside of pediatric cancer, even just anybody walking through cancer, any kind of medical condition,
Yep.
uh, that was ultimately the goal.
Yeah. It's I've got two friends going through cancer, but both of them have spouses with cancer right now. And you're right. It's like you hear about cancer and it's always like, the brief commercial,
Yeah.
or a friend of a friend, or you see a post on Facebook, but it's like until it's somebody within like your circle that is experiencing it, do you really start to like understand the gravity of how saturating it is into every fabric of your being for the
Yeah.
period of diagnosis, treatment, and then either, remission or losing that loved one.
Hmm.
And it's like, man, now that I'm like experiencing it for the first time firsthand with like a very person very close to me, it's like, wow, like I didn't realize, how impactful it
Hmm.
is. So I admire that like you've taken it and turned it into something where the community can get involved and be a part of it. And so every dollar that's raised, if I'm correct here, goes directly to which organization?
AES Cancer Foundation. Uh, they directly, specifically support blood cancer patients,
Okay.
and more so on like the life side of things. If you needed a new washer because your washer goes out, you send in your
Right.
form. You're like, this is what we need help for. The money's raised, the money's donated. Because a lot of the time when you talk about raising money for cancer organizations, it's for research, it's for treatment.
Right.
Um, but when I say like humanize the statistics, it's realizing like these people are still holding on to their careers. They have full-time jobs, they have children, they are the
Hmm.
child. Their parents need to take care of them, or your car breaks down.
Right.
Sometimes you have to decide whether you're going to pay your kid's medical bill or you're going to have gas for the week to get yourself to work. So
Yeah,
just the idea of humanizing and sympathizing with the statistics rather than just allowing them to be a statistic.
for sure. And one of the cool things is, those of us who fish, we typically have lots of nice gear and lures and maybe a kayak or a boat. And right along with that is, typically a few bucks of, discretionary income that we can use on things, which, here we are, we've got this great opportunity to get involved. So walk us through the registration. What are the different categories that we can get involved in? And then talk us through any available Calcuttas and what those price points are.
Yeah, so the basics entry into the tournament covers your boat entry, um, covers our prizes this year are still non-cash prizes. We want as much money to go right back to the organization as possible.
Yep.
So you can fish in three different ways. You can fish in a boat, which is any kind of motorized vessel. Um, in that, whatever your legal limit of people on the boat is, have your fun. Split it the way you want it to do it. That's $150. When we look at tier two, we have kayaks. That's unmotorized.
Got it.
That's you and your kayak, your
So if I
paddle,
have a
your
kayak
feet,
with a trolling motor on it, I'm considered a boat.
motorized.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Noted.
And then you look at tier three, which is on
Like,
land.
hmm.
We wanted to make it accessible for anybody, $25 per
Perfect.
person. And then with that, you can either pay through the Venmo that's connected to the Google form found on the Instagram and the Facebook,
Okay.
or come to captain's meeting on Friday night, 5 p.m., Long Bay Point, tackle shop. We'll have a card reader and we'll be taking cash also. I know that
Perfect.
was a couple of questions. If you just reach out with your form, my phone number is pretty much anywhere between the
Got it.
Instagram, the Facebook, and the form. Shoot me a quick text. I mark it down in the spreadsheet. I'll just find you at the captain's meeting. We'll pay. When we look at Calcuttas, I have three this year again. Biggest stringer. So that's the whole tournament is your three biggest fish by weight. Will
Okay.
be weighed in by the weighmaster. And then you can put in for a cash prize, and then we'll have biggest single fish. So again, weigh your biggest fish, and then most spots.
Got it. How
All at the
much for
discretion
those?
of the weighmaster. Each Calcutta is $25.
Okay. Cool.
Um, and then whatever it ends up being the total. After that, the goal you get four people to go in. There's your $100, almost your
Perfect.
entire, um, almost your entire registration back.
Right. So if I'm a boat to be all in is 225 bucks, 150 for the entry, $75 for all three categories. And the
Yep.
Calcuttas will be a cash prize return, whereas the main event will be awarded what, first through third place?
First, second, and third. Yep.
And those are going to be prizes by some of your great sponsors, which are
Yeah, so first place right now is our solidified first place is sponsored by Oceans East. Last year we had a really cool prize selection from them. Same thing this year. The way we do it is so it makes sure it makes sense. You cover your entry fee, and then on top of it, you have a bunch of cool prizes. So we
yeah,
have a $200 Oceans East certificate, some awesome swag. We're gonna go in there and pick it up on Friday before the captain's meeting. So I'll have a lot of the
nice.
stuff kind of out there for everybody to see.
It's nice
And
stuff. I
then,
remember last year it was some
mhm,
really, really high
yeah,
end
I
stuff.
had coolers, custom rods, I had reels. I mean, t-shirts, all the things. And then this year, something new, we had buckets donated. So
Mm,
we'll have all of our sponsor stickers, on that bucket. We'll have some swag in the buckets
Nice.
for you guys to pick up at captain's meeting. I still have plenty left, so wherever that margin of people falls
Right.
after the captain's meeting, I'm pretty sure everybody will have a bucket.
And to
Um,
reiterate, that is this Friday night, April 25th, 5 p.m. at Long Bay Point Bait and Tackle.
yep.
Perfect.
And then something new for this year is the raffle tickets.
Ah,
We have 3 raffles. We have some lures to raffle off. We have a cool I'm trying to think of the specific word. I guess like a plier holder, a sheath, sheath maybe
sheath.
is the word for it. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, custom leather stuff.
Oh, neat.
And then a $500 valued like family photography shoot.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That so that'll be awesome. Those will all be available for raffle off.
Very cool.
Tickets you can purchase either at the captain's meeting or at the after party.
Okay. And where's the after party going to be this year?
After party will be at Ballyhoo's this year. This is a new thing. We're very excited. Starting at 3:30, we'll have an itinerary of things that will be going down the line. We'll
Right.
cover the awards. I'll give my speech. I'll have a couple sponsors say a couple of things. We'll have food. We'll have the things. We have a private bartender. We'll be outside, so we have the whole
Perfect.
park area. The weather will be nice. We'll have some games. We had another sponsor donate some cornhole games.
Oh, fun.
Some other little kid stuff because we have a good group of younger kids. And we'll have little like nicks and knacks there. We'll have small prizes, and we'll go over all the awards and the cash prizes while we're
I'll,
there.
I will say this. I got to go hang out with Mike Roby and the crew for Hooked on Hope when they did their party at Ballyhoo's.
Hmm.
Even if you can't fish the tournament, get out to the party,
Yeah.
buy some raffle tickets, show up because it's such a unique opportunity. It takes me back
Yeah.
to Jenny Olmsen with Shutter Speed and her
Yeah.
tribute to the Bay. Being in the same room with all the local, charter guides and fishermen, it's just magic. It's so much fun. Everybody's swapping stories, talking about big fish stories or whatever. It is a great time. So,
Yeah.
and there is still an opportunity if anybody's listening to this and maybe you can't fish it or you can't get involved or be there, for the after party, but you still want to be involved. We're still looking for sponsors, food and drink sponsors for the after party ballyhoo. So
Mhm.
if you got $500 laying around and you're looking for a good cause to throw it at, this would be it. So if you want to get
Yeah.
involved helping sponsor the bar and the food for Ballyhoo's, contact Ava today, 757-807-0725. And we'll drop all those links in the show notes so they can find you on Instagram and Facebook at Tight Lines for Tiny Fighters, correct?
Mhm.
Perfect. Is there anything we didn't cover that's important to know for like the actual fishing this Saturday?
Um, Again, we'll cover a lot of it at the captain's meeting, the rules, the regulations.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's for a good cause. Don't be
Yes.
that guy.
Don't be that
We're
guy.
all out there for the same reason, and there's a reason we make them cashless prizes. We want to,
Yeah.
reiterate the fact that this is a lot more than just your Virginia Beach fishing tournament. We're not here to win thousands of dollars.
Right.
We're here to give back, and the goal and what I hope everybody takes away is something new. Like I would talk about before, humanizing a statistic,
Yeah.
having a story to share or a fact to share to your neighbor, to your best friend, your kids, whatever it is, to raise awareness, and then
Yeah.
ultimately, it raises money in turn when you give other people the knowledge that I have and the knowledge I'm able to give.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's so much more than just fishing. It's a lot more than puppy drum, and it's a lot more
Yeah.
than how much the puppy drum weigh.
Yeah.
So just
I mean,
remembering that when you're going out. Make it to the captain's meeting if you can. There's a lot of really important information there.
yeah.
Again, you get to get in on the Calcuttas. Registration will be open up until midnight of 11:59 on the 24th, which is
Okay.
that Friday before. Lines in is solidified 7 a.m.
Perfect.
Scales will open at 1 p.m. and you have to be in line to weigh your fish by 2. Again,
Okay.
all this information will be given at captain's meeting.
Perfect.
But other than that, excited for it.
Uh,
It's going to be a really good time. Hoping for a good turnout, whether people are fishing or not.
Well, last year you guys raised right at
Hmm.
$4,000. So I want to do some quick math. So $4,000, we're going to divide that by, we're going to say an average of 125 bucks per team because maybe you had some land based, some
Yeah,
kayak, some boat. So we need about 30 teams to get involved so that we can
hmm,
at least meet or beat last year. I'd love to see 50 teams get involved. So
right.
again, AES Cancer Foundation, it's going directly to help pediatric cancer patients and their families go through the hardest time in anybody's life. And the barrier of entry is very small. We're talking $150. So even if you don't even know how to catch a puppy drum, but you have a fishing pole and a boat, just
Yeah.
get signed up. If there's
Watch a
one
YouTube
thing,
video.
yeah, if there's one thing you remember from this discussion, just find a way to get yourself to Long Bay Point by 5 p.m. on Friday night, the 24th, and you'll figure everything out from there. If not, go
Hmm.
online to social media. You'll find the links. You can sign up for the Google form. But be there 5 p.m. this Friday night. Long Bay Point Bait and Tackle. Say hi to Ava. All the people are going to be there. Just being on the dock hanging out with folks is just fun.
I mean,
There's
if you're around on Saturday, Jenny will be out there taking pictures. So
and if you get caught by
that's
shutter
that's something you
speed,
don't want to miss.
yeah, if you get caught by shutter speed, meaning like in her lens, that's always going to turn into something that you want to frame. So I'm done hyping it up. It's going to be great. We're going to have a blast and it's going to be fun. So I look forward. I'm going to be there hanging out with you
Oh,
guys. It's going to be
wonderful.
fun. I'm going to probably try to find my way to sneak onto somebody's boat and
I
fish
mean,
too. We'll see what
do it.
happens. I'm more of like a safety supervisor than I am a competent puppy drum angler, but
It's all
um,
right.
maybe Eric Myers will let me,
Hey,
supervise or something.
he's got two Hooked on Hope families.
Ah, perfect. Maybe I can help beta hook or something. But
There you go.
Ava, before we wrap up, anything that we missed or didn't discuss that you'd want folks listening to hear before we end this session?
No, just thank you for having me again, and I'm very excited to see how this year goes. Continue excited to continue this in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And make it bigger every year in whatever sense that is.
Yep.
But very excited, very grateful for all the people that make this possible. Thank for the fishing community, Virginia Beach as a whole,
Hmm.
all of our small businesses and everything in between.
Yep, absolutely. Well, you should be very proud of yourself. This senior project last year that's turned into this, now 2.0 of this tournament is really cool. And your dad, I know, is very proud of your hard work. And I hope folks hear this and find a way to get involved. So we'll look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Folks, that's going to wrap up a great segment talking with almost Captain Ava Bourne. I'm sure she's going to be a captain sometime in the near future. But check out Tight Lines for Tiny Fighters on Instagram and Facebook. Look for a way to get involved. We're still looking for that sponsor for Ballyhoos. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for this quick segment. And then we're going to jump offshore with Captain Bill Pappas here shortly. Stick around for a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back with you real soon. Turn your dock into more than just a place to park your boat with Slipski's Dorado Oasis cover. Engineered for both beauty and protection, the Dorado Oasis transforms your dock into a shaded, all-weather living space, perfect for relaxing by the water or entertaining friends. Built from marine-grade aluminum and premium fabric, it also provides year-round protection from sun, rain, and debris. Whether you're lounging dockside or keeping your boat covered and ready to go, Slipski delivers comfort, convenience, and peace of mind. Slipski, think outside the boathouse. Visit slipski.com. Pure Flat slick lures are tried, true, and guide approved. Slick lures catch big speckled trout, redfish, flounder, and more. You can cast them a mile, and they produce a highly erratic bait fish imitation with a twitching retrieve. The tournament winning slick has helped many anglers set personal best records. Whether you're fishing the OG slick, the smaller profile slick junior, or the versatile little slick, one is sure to find that unforgettable thump we're all after. Visit your local tackle retailer or pureflats.com for your favorite color and rigging combination. Go sling some slicks today. You can't catch them on the sofa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to go way, way out into the blue. Welcome aboard Playing Hooky Charters, Captain Bill Pappas. How we doing, buddy?
Hey, welcome aboard Playing Hooky Charters, man. You took my
It's
line.
it's contagious, man. It's like I can't not say it now.
You took my
Um,
line.
it's like one of those old commercial jingles that are stuck in your head forever. It's like a good neighbor, in good
Yeah,
hands, all those
that's
things.
right. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah,
But
those are good stuff, man.
well, man, how's it been? You've had those new 350s with the Helmmaster on. You've been able to get out there and fish a little bit. How's it been with the new motors?
Man, I gotta admit, you do stuff for the business and you get longer warranties to stay in business. And there's nothing wrong with the other motors. It was just I just needed fresh set of warranties to keep moving, and I needed the spot lock. Well, to be honest, these new motors are game changer. Everyone says and night and day. Or I'm beyond words. Like I'm the one I have to have words because I'm here to tell you stuff, and I got lots to tell you guys. But I almost want to say I'm speechless because of it. Like the technology of the spot lock, we'll just start there, is incredible. Like the way it actually just sits there and holds you. I mean, it rushes back and forth, but if you're a fisherman knowing when to open your bail and when not to and keep your line down, and it's only in a few situations it's surged where it runs back and forth. But honestly, that thing holds itself well. Up to about, I'd say, I haven't went over 15 miles an hour breeze yet, but as long as the waves were low enough, it's just like a spot lock on a bow of a center console. You're not going to get that thing holding in 3 foot unless you're under the water, and if you keep sucking air, you're not holding that boat in that position.
Right.
Well, with the longer shafts I put on that thing, when I drop them, I make sure to push the motors down. I'm having no problems. I put longer shafts on mine, and everybody's standing on the back. I just made a reel where you can see all the room on the boat, man. It's a lot of room on that boat, so it's not everybody stuffed in the back corner all holding that boat down. But it does hold itself very well. Like, it holds itself really well. Like, I mean, used to worry about when you have two motors and you're holding your boat, and one side will always seem to want to go for the motor. So you put your most experienced anglers in your corners when you're doing that. When you're drift fishing without spot lock, you always want to have them there, because if anything goes near that motor, they're the ones who'll know, hey, I'm going for the motor, or they'll get the rod away from it.
Right.
Compared to
Right.
somebody a little less experienced who can get caught in the motor just not even paying attention. It's not their fault. They're just not paying attention. So you make it clear. You get away from the motors, but you don't want to have anybody fishing right by them either, because I think it's just the way they move so much. So we
Yeah.
opened up the windows on playing hooky in the front. We got more room now, and now we got everybody out the sides in the middle, and we got people. It's just huge. You could fish 8 people comfortably on that boat, no
Wow.
problem, or more. I mean, counting the bow. But anyway,
That's
so that's
awesome.
just amazing with those motors, man. That AJ and Troy Marine and all them with Yamaha. It's absolutely incredible. Now the gas mileage, shoot, I'll tell you what, I'm getting better gas mileage with bigger motors. Like
Really?
yeah, you'd think I'm burning more gas and doing more stuff, but it's just so strong. It takes less power to push. I mean, if you have a gigantic donkey pulling, he's not burning that much gas if he's pulling a weight that he can. It's way smaller than him.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it's
But
like
if he's
lower RPMs to achieve the
Yeah, to
same
change the
speed.
same thing. Yeah, so I mean, so instead of, I mean, I noticed that when I went from one single to doubles, that you're burning less RPMs, and I noticed
Right.
that that from time to time, and then now once you get the newer one, I'm even noticing that because it's so deep, and when you take it 262 miles in one day, and
You find out.
you find out, and
Yeah.
it wasn't, the distance gets added up because you got about 8 hours of trolling at 6 or 7 miles an hour. So that's 42 more miles. So you're looking at 220 miles, which means about 110 miles a run, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So
we left it. You
take
ready
us through
for
this
it?
trip because all I know is I'm sitting in my office working. I go to make I go to make a coffee in the kitchen. I pull up my socials just to kind of see what's going on with the fishing. And next thing I know, I see a man wearing basically like winter clothes, holding up like a 25-pound gaffer mahi, and my brain just like does a somersault, and I can't. I'm like, what is this? Am I getting catfished by playing hooky? So, talk us
Yeah,
through this crazy trip, man.
man. I guess I saved a lot of the story for here because I didn't want to make a bunch about the post about. I should have said that in the post so they come here.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the point of that is I was out there so far, man, with Matt and Russ, and Russ had brought in Xander. And
Okay.
Xander is his girlfriend's children, so it's basically like it's almost like his son. So
Yeah.
he brings him out there, and it's his first offshore trip. Now Xander works very hard at the dock. He sprays the boat, washes the boat, does all these things. He comes and helps paint. I mean, he's gotten paid before to clean the bottom of the boat. He starts at the bottom.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
he's only like 15. He's a big guy, and he's got a huge smile all the time, man. Great energy. So I like being around him to begin with. He's a good, great kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at Andy Thompson, where he does our painting. We're at his place getting our boat bottom painted, and he's helping me work on the floor, ripping up glue or doing something. And I go, hey man, you coming tuna fishing with me? He's like, man, I don't know, probably not. I'm not sure. And I was like, wait a minute. You just got offered like a $550 trip, and you're like, I'm not sure, I don't even know.
Right.
I want to go. I was like, man, he's like, and then I was like, you gotta go, man. I was like, you haven't been offshore yet,
Yeah.
because Russ had said maybe he wasn't ready yet. I was like, you're ready, man. You got this. If he personally caught and cranked in 3 to 5 foot seas, no exaggeration, the Spanish mackerel hooked on Hope tournament winner this year.
Oh, that's right.
Xander won the dang thing in 3 to 5 out at the middle of the ocean, dude, getting slapped in the channel, dude, at number 1 buoy or whatever it
Yeah.
was, number
Yep.
8.
Right at the end of CB. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So we're getting killed. So I was like, this guy's got sea legs. He's not gonna. So he gets, and so we get out there. We're riding out. Sure enough, I look out the back door, pitch black out. There, and he smiled in the morning, gave me the hug,
Yeah.
pumped. He gets out on that boat when he decided to go. was pumped to go. I was all super stoked, but he broke the rule. As children, they never sleep, man. They stay up all night. They're excited, and I've done it before, and then they don't get any sleep. So that's number one strike. Or drinking too much will do it to you. They're
Oh
not getting
yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
So the one strike is he didn't sleep. Then he gets out on the boat. He's in the beanbag, and he's on the wave side. So he's getting lifted up more than the other side. And he's already in a bucket. He's already in a
Oh
bucket.
no.
And
Oh
he's in a bucket.
no.
And
Poor
this is
guy.
like the second hour of like a
A long day.
20-hour trip, dude. Like, we're going.
Oh, poor
It's a
guy.
1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. we took off. Boof, just averaging about 27 miles an hour. You're doing a 4-hour run. And you're going to right where you go, and we finally get there, and he's just like LB and Bam. They did my son and his best friend. They did the same thing, stay up all night long in the beanbag, upset stomach, puking the whole time,
Oh,
laying on the ground. They just never enjoyed it, man. And
it's brutal.
and guys, just to give you the fastest tip ever, look, have on board the Walmart $20 ear patches. They work. They're brand
Mhm.
new. They come out. They actually work. My son's the only thing that works. They have a prescription one that you can get. This
Okay.
is right underneath prescription. If this doesn't work, then get the prescription. But they go right behind your ears, and they actually help on the boat too. Because this girl was upset, and she went boom right to the beanbag. Didn't get upset again. She was good. Her color came right back. She's fine.
Oh, so it's like an over-the-counter sculpamine patch.
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it. And
Okay.
Walmart has them now. It's a light blue box. That was my
That's a
tip of the
great
day.
tip.
It's a
Great
huge
tip.
one, dude. Have it on you. Have it. It just works. And my son puts them on, and now that's when he caught the tunas with me. After all these
Oh,
years, he finally got to enjoy a fish on his feet, fishing on his feet, man.
that's
Not
awesome.
instead of just flying out of a beanbag and going back down. So anyway, now we get out there. Let me get back to your awesome story you wanted to hear. So fishermen, here we go. We're back in the boat. We're 4.5 hours heading to the middle of nowhere. That I looked on a map, heard from a couple guys they were going to be here, they were going to be there. I don't know what information I was getting. I didn't really like it. I don't know. Sometimes, guys, this is another important tip. When you're going offshore, there's two ways of doing it. And I hate to tell you this. There's ask for information, go where they tell you. There's come up with your own information, go where you want to go. And then there's you came up with your information, then you got people trying to plant other information in your head intentionally or falsely. You never know.
Right.
Because
Right.
before the tuna tournament around this area, no one really says where they're going. They want
Right.
to be all hush hush about. You're not being quiet before June for tuna. Everyone's going to know, but right before the very tournament time, if they do move north, then you can be quiet. Or they move to a spot you might know, then you're still going to get found. People are going to find you, man. You just work your way up and down. It happens.
Yep.
Bottom line being, we go all the way out to the middle of nowhere. I decided to go with the plan B, which is go where I want to go, not where I'm told, not where they
Yeah.
say to go, not where they say they're going, not where I don't know if it's true or false. Because
Right.
by the time I got out there, the information got told to me. They said instead of going to for example, instead of going to the 680, they're like, oh, Brenner decided to go down to the 450 now. So it's like, ha, you shot your boat 120 miles into where they said you're doomed. Because
Right.
they're not there no more. Pulled the rug on you. And guess what? I mean, I love them guys, man. I doubt they listen, but you know what? I like working with them. And you know what? Matter of fact, at the end of the day, guess who came and found me? Anyway, so we get all the way out there. I got Russ getting ready to rock. He's tied off he rode for 3 hours in the morning in the waves, tying off because he was ready to rock. He was so pumped. So we get out there, and I see me and Matt are pumped. The sun comes up, and we see birds, and it's nuts, dude. There's birds, and it's just the water temp flies up, and I'm like, let's do it. And I was like, once we found a huge temperature break, we found it. We're on the break.
So
We
where
dropped
it went
over,
from you
yeah.
finally found some really warm water up against some
Yes,
cool
we did.
water.
We
Nice.
found right at the edge of the point where we aimed. We call it the tits, but there's a spot where it right after the point hump comes out. There's these two little lumps. It's right, and we aimed right there,
Got
and
it.
boom, and it overnight it had come up, so it was even further than it said that we aimed. So we were good. We hit it a little early, which I learned in the past, guys. You don't want to go into the warm just looking for the warm. Sometimes you want to ride that edge and find your fish this early in the year. We used to go, hey, we found the warm water. Let's go. We'd go in mile
Punch
2, 3,
in.
4. Yeah, you go real deep in there, and you're like, ooh. And you might get some mahi or something on some grass lines, which does work out. But that ain't the case. So we pull up, we get set up, we start fishing. And when you start fishing, your only boat out there, you're like, man, where are the other boats? We could go that way. Then wonder if they're catching. And you're kind of listening to radio and nothing's happening. You don't hear nothing. And you're hearing, you text my buddy Scott. I text him, message him. He's like, no, nothing there. And they disappear on the radio. Oh, he lost his Starlink all of a sudden for an hour or two. So it's like, you don't know if they're ripping them up. They're not telling you.
Right.
Or, you're just picturing all these things. So you kind of want to ease that way. But you eventually just got to settle down and fish, man. The point is, you got to settle down and fish. When you find some good bird and bait, because I started working my way south, and you find some good birds and bait, you kind of want to settle in it, man. You do, even if it's because that's your gut telling you that first, and then you're gonna use your brain
Right.
and go mathematically and then numerically and all these different things and factors to make you steer where you steer your boat. It is important where you go. It really is. Literally, good job, Captain.
Dude,
It
I
really was a
just
good job. He drove the boat to the right spots.
I think you make a great point there, and I want to interject. I have caught more fish following my gut than following my logic.
Dude, you got to leave a wreck when your gut says go. Gut
Yep.
says go. Pick them up, guys.
Yep. It's almost like we have a God-given ability to just think like a fish sometimes, and it's like you just follow your gut. You're like, hey, I'm seeing all the signs. Uh, just trust my gut. Stay here
Oh,
and
the Kenny
fish.
Rogers, man. The
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers, man. You got to know when to hold them, and you got
Yeah,
to
know
know
when
when
to
to fold
fold, know when to walk away.
them.
And
That's
the other
it.
side of it too is like it's so easy to get caught up on the My Buddy reports, and nothing against people communicating or talking,
Nah,
but it's like you get new input information that like if you were just out there before the days of like Starlink and cell phones and all that stuff, like you would use your five senses, you would think, you'd follow your gut, and you would fish.
I got a great story for you. You got me. Here's a good one. All right. So back in the day, this is a great one, guys. Back when I had the 19-foot Key West and I was ripping them. All right, so I had seen a big eye or two caught, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta do this." I caught five. We caught five that year. It was great. But anyway, the point is of this story is, I asked somebody where they were catching them. I think it was Bailey, way back in the day. It was like Bailey, 2012, so like 14 years ago. And I go, "Where are they catching?" He said, "They're catching them on the 600 line." And I was like, "All right, I know where that is." And for me, we had been to we'd been to sea bass fishing a whole bunch. We had been overboard doing this different things, places. But in the canyon, on my map, in the canyon, when it drew around the circle, there was a 600-foot line that went all the way around the canyon and drew out the canyon at 600 feet. And I was like, oh, the 600 line. I know that one. So I flew out to the canyon and I go rolling up and down this 600 line around the canyon all day long. And I'm ripping up the Mahi. I'm getting yellowfin. And bam, we get a big eye on. And I'm like, he pulls me and Keith. And Keith, if you'll ever listen, man, we had a TLD 25. And it
Mm.
was ripping through it, man. And it took us in a lobster pot. And
Oh
we got
no.
around the lobster pot, and then I think I don't know, just bow. That's where we finally lost it. This is after an hour and a half. We had made progress on this fish, and we lost it anyway. So and the point was that was a 600 line story, guys. It was yeah, you could go to the 600 line, guys, and catch fish. The point is, as long as your gut says you're doing fishing and you're in the right spots and areas, or even in the middle of nowhere.
That's so funny,
Dude, that
dude.
was weak, dude. So yeah, anyway,
And I
that's
want to
I
make
had.
sure
I
that
had
like that might have slid by a few people. So you weren't actually on the 600 line. You were somewhere that you thought was the 600 line and ended
And
up
people
catching a
don't even
bunch
know what
of
the 600 line is. Some of them. Okay, guys, look
right.
okay. Back in the day, they had this thing called it was the Loran
TD.
system. It was a
Yeah.
Loran system. The Loran system was set up by the military that had stations, listening stations, all the way submerged underwater, listening
Right.
stations that pinged out little spots where it basically had a grid set up. Now, a grid was set up mathematically on this grid, and each place had its own numbers, and they're called TD lines, like you're talking about. Now, sometimes they talk about TDs and at 300. I'm at the 200. I'm at the 100. I'm at the triple zeros. You hear the triple zeros? Well, that's down by North Carolina. And the reason the triple zeros, they're everywhere. It can go all the way to land, but there's a certain demarcation. If you guys will listen and try to figure it out on a map on your chart, that right where the continental shelf drops off. That's people are like, are you going to the canyon? The canyon is the Norfolk Canyon, the Baltimore Canyon, the Hudson Canyon. There's the Poor
Those are
Man's
little
Canyon.
those are
Those
little
are
in
little things where
cuts.
where
Yeah.
where the if you think about it, where the Chesapeake Bay drains, and that's where all the water carves these canyons in. If you think about it, if there was a huge flood,
Like an underwater waterfall
yeah,
almost.
like an underwater thing where the Chesapeake Bay drains, the Hudson Bay, the Baltimore Bay comes and drains. They all have their canyons right in front of it. So
Got
that's
it.
how that works. But way out in the middle of nowhere where the continental shelf starts, that's could be called the canyon if you like, but it's not the canyon. The canyons are actually the canyons. So the continental shelf is continental shelf, but that's the mark, that's the line where the continental shelf starts all the way north and south. Where that starts, that's where people say the
Triples.
300. That's
The
where the
300.
300. And that's where
Okay.
the weather buoy is, guys. The weather buoy's at 300. You got the triple zeros by North Carolina. Oh, we're at the 950. That's below the triple zeros towards Carolina, where the submarine box is, where the explosive box is on your map. There's a whole bunch of, you can go down to the 650 down where they fish, the 450. And these are just the numbers they give you on the back end. Now, if you want to know how deep, they ask you how deep. You can run that number to a certain depth, and then you find out there, or they can give you the 4 line, which is the other line underneath it. So
Got it.
that's the tricky part, guys. So when I was at the 600 was probably the Norfolk Canyon. It might have been above the Norfolk. It might have been just a little bit below, but the bottom line, it was not where 600 feet on my dang GPS said on the canyon. That was totally not the 600 line.
That's a mistake that I would make 100% where I'm like, just my brain would associate, like you said 600, I see 600, I'm going, you
Dude,
know.
I'm glad they didn't say they caught him on the 100. I'd have never I caught a big eye.
All right, so we're
All right, back to the story.
Mahi
We're
fishing.
down
Yeah.
south.
Okay.
We're tuna fishing. That's the whole point of this trip, guys. Now look,
Got
the
it.
point of this trip, since you guys do listen to some of these podcasts, guys, I've been dying to go tuna fishing, man. The whole time I said I wanted to send it when I could. As soon as the surgery was over, all I could think of was tuna in my freezers. And I just wanted to be one of these boats. I had a feeling I was like, Russ, they're going to crush them down there on Friday. They're going to put the picks up. By then, we'll already be on our way down there. I want to be
Right.
the one. I just want to get them. And so I, that's probably $1,100, $1,000 worth of gas, So it was a decision of, you roll the dice, man. Only I told in the post. Went down there, got to the edge, found some birds, found some bait, found some good looking. So we had bait moving everywhere. I kind of rode away from it when we were trying to just find another temperature line and work our way a little shallower. So with this new autopilot, you just push the button and you slow the boat down a little bit. And heck, I got to run out back with my buddies and go fish. I got to run out back and see the chaos. So we were on and we saw it way out back. It was a mahi and it bolted in the air. Now, when you see one jump that far, usually when they jump that big, they're big. But from
Hmm.
on the boat, from that far out, they look small. They look
Right.
and we saw them. They're like, oh my God, here they come. And I looked out back, or I'd seen it. One of us yelled, and we saw them finning, jumping out of the water in a big line in succession, coming for the boat like dolphins. Like literally, that's probably maybe why they call them dolphins, but they looked like dolphins jumping out of the
Right.
water, coming for our bait. One of them was on, bang, got him, kept the boat moving. Bang, another one was on, kept the boat moving. Bang, and we started just getting bites. Russ ran over, grabbed the line, was jigging one up when we started, and boom, we had another one on. So, we were starting to catch these fish, but with a
And
lot
this
of
was on
lines out as
tuna.
we
This was
had,
on tuna gear, right?
oh yeah, with all the lines we had out, man, and with the limited amount of anglers, man, and the way they were running as big as they were, because that it was starting to tangle.
Uh,
So we of course before that happened, we get the first one like Xander. We get Xander up right off the bat. Xander, get up. And he jumps up and with adrenaline and he comes running to the back and he gets the rod and he's fighting this one. He's bringing it all the way to the boat. And by the time he gets to the boat, it's tangled over another line while these other two guys are fighting rods and up. So I just went ahead and pulled the line into myself and flipped it in the boat slightly tangled, and then the hook. As soon as I pulled it in the boat, the hook shook out. Boom! It was a nice one, like a 8 to 10 pounder for his first one ever. It was a pretty one, man. We got him in the boat. I swung him in. I just bailed him, even though he was a dude. He was borderline gaffer, so swung him in. Nice fish. Bring him in the boat. Xander's pumped. High five. Get the line up and over fixed. Oh, Xander hooks me in the head. And when he's hooking me in the head, what's your first instinct when you hook somebody is to pick up the hook to get it away from him? But I'm already hooked. So what does he do? It's like I'm like, whoa, 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 don't lift the rod up anymore, ho! I get him to put the rod back down and pull it out of my head.
oh,
Thankfully I
jeez.
had a beanie and hair and stuff slowed it down some, so it wasn't hooked too deep.
That
And
could have been bad.
yeah, man. And so I sling the hook. I'm like, yo, man, Xander just hooked me, y'all. Told him, 'cause they're still fighting fish everywhere. There's another one on top. We got another one. And I still got the fish chasing us. Okay. So I can see the fish. You can't stop and bail. You can't even stop the boat because there's enough flat lines. There's shit everywhere, man. Sorry, there's stuff everywhere. And so we reach out, man. I get one to come in again. There's a little bit of a ball going because I bring another one. Go for a gaff shot and sling one right in the boat. It's a nice shot. And then Matt gets one over near. We gaff another one. Russ goes up with the gaff. And I busted his chops because he had his one close. And I was like, get him. And he swings. And he's like, phew. And I was like, swing, bada. And he's like, yeah, and he was down on himself. He's like, man, yeah, I know I suck. And I was like, no, man. I was like, you got this. I pump him back up. 'Cause, I mean, you
Yeah.
can't be down on yourself.
No.
As soon as he gets his next shot, it is a dime, dude. Bing! Like when you stone one, you right in the spot behind their eyeball and you pull it to the boat. They go up and over the fish and you pull, boom, it pulls them. It literally stones them where you can hold it up real quick for a pick, do whatever you
Yeah.
want. We got more fish on. We're chasing fish. We're
And they still have
coming.
their cut and they still have their color. But I mean,
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mahi are not
Beautiful.
easy to gaff. That's probably one of the harder fish to gaff, in my opinion, because they are
Man.
quick.
Yeah, they are, man. There's times you're not going to gaff them. There's times that people are going to try to help you when you gaff them.
Hmm.
That's the hardest part is the key to gaffing them with your buddy is is either if you're on the rod, you got to drop the rod tip down right when the gaff shot happens, so all the weight falls on the gaff. Let them fall on the gaff.
Yeah.
People try to help you with the gaff. Now, say you're gaffing and I'm pulling like 10 pounds, and you're pulling 5 pounds of it or 8 pounds, and
Right.
only 2 pounds of my gaff is holding that. And nothing's bringing it in but your hook again, and he's gonna
Right.
lift up and off the gaff with
Hmm.
your 5/2. Anyway, it's a lot of numbers, but the point is you got to let him drop the head on it. All right, so now let's get to the story here. It gets a little deeper, man. So then we figure out that there's one up top on there, and it's been on for a while as all this has been going down, man. Because during this process, I was watching this whole thing go down. I was in the corner, and Russ is all over. Matt was doing great. We call him Home Depot. He's got his Home Depot belt on. That back brace. He's got the Home
Yeah.
Depot back brace on. He's whipping ass. And I look out the back, and just out of the corner of my eye, all the mahis we were still trying to get on, I just see a little bull mako go woo, and jump out of the water and just bully right through him and fling out of the water. I was like, no, like a 4-footer, 5-footer, just a little round one too. He was like, move, and I was like, ah, and he flipped out of the water, and I looked back, and I was like, oh, they're not even here anymore. They're gone. They're spooked.
Yeah.
But there's a giant one out the back. And we didn't know it was giant. We didn't know. We was just like, there's one on, still on. And I'm thinking, all right, we got both trackers caught. Sterling tackle, shout out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got a sterling tackle way out the back on a tracker, and it's on this one. And so I'm reeling it in, and I'm on an 80 wide. I'm laughing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just whooping them. I put the drag forward. I was like, oh, because I knew I had already tangled the other tracker on the outside, so I was gonna be bringing in a big ball of mess.
Oh yeah. And
And
those
so,
trackers are nothing to sneeze at when it comes to like just reeling the tracker in is some effort. Yeah.
they have so much drag on them, and the blade on them digs, but that's just the way they work. So I'm bringing
Right.
this in, bringing it in. And I'm laughing. I get it all the way. I'm like, whoa, he's pretty big here. And I was like, oh man, he's tangled. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, Russ comes over. He's like, you stick him. I was like, yeah, I got him. I'll stick him. And so I get the rods down to Matt. Matt's got the rod, and it's tangled real bad. And I go, I'll stick him. So I stick the gaff over. I'm running over. Look, when your captain comes down, he's sticking. I'm going through Russ's eyes. I'm trying to show, and Matt over the years when they're down there working for me, and I'm like, yo, this is how it's done, boys.
Yeah.
So I step up, and we've already got a bunch of meat in the boat. I'm already happy pretty much. We've got something going, not the right species, but we got action. The trip wasn't a waste. I've already cha-chinged. It's already priceless. The money, the $1,000 not just blown with a story of. I told him too. I was like, we weren't even telling a story if this didn't work. Anyway, the bottom line is, I get this fish to the boat. I go running over to the thing, cock strong, to show him, Russ, look what's up.
Yeah.
And I grabbed the leader, and man, I was looking good, Luke. I was pulling overhanded. Woo! I was working him because look, I secretly knew he was tired as hell. That fish was over, man. He was done from getting drugged for like 5 minutes, which seemed like probably 5, which was probably around there, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I bring him closer, and I'm overhanding. And man, this fish darts right at the boat, and I'm like almost out of pulls, and he's such a big giant one. I'm like, oh man, I go stick him, and Russ goes running to the day, and he hits this thing over, and it's a male, so you got to hit it. You can't hit it in the head; it'll bounce off. You got to go right, and he dime shots it, dude. And then I could tell he was nervous before, but when it came to actually doing it, when he didn't know he was gaffing, he didn't even have a clue he was gonna be doing it. But right at the last, I was doing it. I was like, I got this, and I was gonna gaff it, but I was like, Russ now. And Russ was like, boom, got him, dude. No pressure. Got him in the boat, stoned him, dude. I mean, it was great. The crew were all hugging. It was great, man. They see this thing come in the boat. He's a little right around 20 pounds, man.
Oh, that's
nice fish.
That's a stud for around here.
For this time of year. And man, we love Oregon Inlet boats, and we just do. But we're happy and proud that we're like, we came all the way down to Oregon Inlet. We got like the biggest mahi of the season down there.
That's awesome, dude. That is so sick.
I was like, that's okay, man. That was fun.
And hey, cool. I gotta say, because I've had them personally prepared by you in the comfort of your beautiful home and kitchen. That is some tahi makos for a long time when you get a mahi that size. That's a jumbo jet of a mahi.
You know what's funny? Since y'all do hear the recipes, I'll also tell you I don't use the giant ones for the mahi tacos ever, the tahi makos. I use only the mediums or less or smaller,
Oh,
and
that's right.
not the
You kind of
peanuts,
you
not
kind
the
of dice
peanuts.
it up. You dice it up a
Yeah,
little
you want
bit.
that.
Yeah.
Well, they taste different at a certain size. The taste will taste different, and the way it cooks up in your pan and everything, it will be just not the same. And I know the difference. So
Right.
the bigger ones, they grill better. You throw them on the grill, man. You
Mm,
get their juicy. Man, I think I'm doing that right now. I'm gonna do that today.
you're making me hungry.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco.
If you're 21 or older and use nicotine or tobacco, it's time you charge ahead to Black Buffalo, America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative. Black Buffalo dips just like the real thing, but without the tobacco leaf or stem. Get it now at Wawa, Circle K, Sheetz, Love's, Pilot, Racetrack, and many more that you can see on their store locator at blackbuffalo.com. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative is everything you love about dip, nothing you don't. I do want to also get a little bit of a TOG report. I'm also looking at this TOG sandwich that you posted that
Oh
looks
man.
it looks like a Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's so delicious looking. It's
Oh
got that
my
perfect
gosh.
breading and that pretzel bun and
Oh man.
that looks
I
good. But I
I'll
want
take you
to
to that.
I want to go
We'll finish the
yeah.
offshore one first. All right, so we're back in the offshore, man. We're offshore. We got the Mahis. We're pumped. We're kind of like, yeah. And you know what? Now let me tell you all this. You're gonna love this part. I had done some maneuvering and driving around this, and birds working here, and there you see that there, and they're over here picking or some piles, and they weren't the regular pickers. They were the terns and the bigger white birds. But nevertheless, we kept working in the area, and eventually I was like, you know what, guys? I put on autopilot. I sat in the beanbag, looked at the spread from the front of the boat in the cabin, and said, sometimes you just gotta let go and let God. Guys, I'm enjoying this, man. We're gonna be put on, and that's when we got the mahis. That is when we ended up having the mahis bite, man. Was that I forgot to tell you all that. That was important, but yeah. Anyway, so now after the mahis, we worked a little more. We had a blackfin tuna come in the boat. Took a quick shot of him, slung him back. We ended up catching a mako because there was packs of sharks and
Oh,
manta rays where we were fishing. I forgot to mention this. Where we were fishing on the edge, we're talking packs of hammerheads and packs of manta rays, just tons of them everywhere. Like it was fins just everywhere. It was like right on the edge, and there was fishy because why would they be there if there wasn't fish? Now remember, I've told you this in previous episodes. I doubt you maybe have listened to them all, but when the fish hit the thermocline, this works same in the inlets. When the fish that are used to the cold water hit the warm water, it stuns them. In the fish tank,
right. I
fish at
remember
your
you saying
house,
that. Yeah.
float the bag at your house, wait till the water's equalized before you let them in there. They get woozy camoozy. Can you imagine me and a woozy fish getting thrown in the other side with tunas running around?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wham! So that's what they look for in the inlets with a trout and all that. They wait for the water to drop. The tide goes out, temperature drops real fast because it's cold. They get smoked. The bait slows down, the fish speed up. It's how it works, guys. So that's the same thing. While all those stinking hammerheads were out there and all the manta rays were out there. But so we stayed in that area. We fished that area. We caught a mako, had him all the way to the boat. Bit our dang sterling tackle. It's the stinger. It's called. It comes with the tracker bars, guys. The stinger. He took our pink stinger, man. Got us, man. So that was gone. And he bit through like 250 or something to eat that off. So that stunk, but whatever. You get that through there, and I think that was it for our bites for the day. That was the other part. Is the other boats came near us. They all found us. They were fishing just as well. I mean, I have a buddy named Clint. He fishes out of Virginia Beach. Clint
Yep.
Carpenter. I like him.
Yeah. Good to go.
Yeah, he said he was calling me on the radio. I couldn't get a hold of him, man. And I had I guess the guys up top put it on 81 or something. But I got talking to him a little bit. It was cool, man, having them around. I think they had maybe one, maybe they didn't. I think they got a couple or something. There was another boat. The Frenzy was out there. There was a
Mm-hmm.
couple other boats out there, and they're like my buddies on the boat were like, oh, there's the boat from the Wicked Tuna, man. There he is, and they're all getting all pumped and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I fished with him before, man, and stuff. And yeah, there's some guys out there that there was about 5 or 6 boats. And I stayed in the same exact 1 mile square. But I had called on the radio that we had seen a lot of birds and bait up there. I told Scott the same thing down there, and it depends on how far you are away. But there wasn't a lot to do that day. It was a slower day, so anything you can do to help, or even mention something to get people fishing and catching fish. That's all we're all trying to do is get our people to catch some fish, catch some food. And me, that's all I wanted to do was catch tunas, man. We even brought Xander. I was like, bring Xander, man. That's extra 3 fish. You're
Right.
thinking that's 3 more
Right.
to the pile, but anyway, off we went. We thought the waves would be getting a little bit worse than they were on the way in, and it was just fine. We got a good amount of speed and got back before the sun dropped, man. We made it back in a good amount of time. And
That's awesome.
It was sweet, man. It was sweet, man. It was great to be way out there. We're looking forward to doing another one. People probably want to go on a walk on, and we'll probably do that. Set up a trip for that. It might be a few more bucks than our regular price to walk on, because
Yeah, I
that's
mean
going to
that's a
add to
lot
the.
of fuel.
Man, it was a lot more than usual, guys. I mean, I think we only with the new motors we burned 168, man. That ain't
Uh,
bad. That ain't bad
oh,
at
that's
all.
not at all
With the
considering.
hey, with the 300s, I burned 150 something going to the Norfolk Canyon with the 300s on there. So
Yeah.
now that you can imagine that double in gas mileage craziness, man. So we
Oh
can go
yeah.
anywhere. We could have went to Hatteras. We could have went anywhere. I wonder how far in a straight shot we could get with that thing, all them gallons. Anyway,
Probably
that was some
ways.
great stuff, Luke. That was some
Dude,
great
that's
stuff, man.
exciting. That's an exciting trip right there. Because I tell you what, man, it's like somebody the other day asked about like, hey, what's biting or this, that, or the other, and I was like, I'm like, you gotta watch the socials because the guys that make the report are the ones that actually just go ahead and send it. You gotta go explore, you gotta go figure it out. And I was explaining to them, they're like, yeah, well, which charter's doing what? I'm like, the reality is that most reputable charters that have been doing this a long time, like they don't wait to hear a report. Like they go out and they do exploratory trips, like
There's
what
an
you did.
expression you're looking for right now. It's called "Don't read the report, be the report."
There it is. Yep.
That's the expression, man. Is don't read the report, be the report, man. Go do
Yep.
it, man. But not everybody can do that, man. They got work and family and girlfriends and wives and lives, and
Yep.
I'm lucky. I've been put kids through college, or they're almost done college, and my daughter graduates in 2 weeks.
That's
Anyway,
crazy. Congrats.
it's pretty cool, man. I tried not to buy a plane ticket for as long as I could, and she's like, "Dad, get it, get it." And I was like, "Man, if I don't show up, then you can't graduate, and you got to stay young. Come on, man." She laughed, and I think that's what it was or something. I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, this probably
That's
was.
funny.
It probably was. All
Uh,
right, man. Ready for some talking?
yeah, man. So I see this post of this delicious sandwich, and I see that there's a 14-step process. So is this a weekly meeting that I can attend to
Yes,
get the
sir. It
14-step
is.
process?
It is. You
Uh,
get your coin, man. You once you make this, man. Oh my God, what a
so I
sandwich!
want to run through them real fast. So you got to get booked, you got to catch a tog, you got to smile for the picture, show it off to your friends, make a post about it, give fish to a loved one, vacuum seal the rest, cook the fish, take a picture of it, post it, make everyone wish for one, enjoy the adventure, enjoy the ride, get booked, and get hooked. Did I
That
get
will
that
do it.
right? All right.
Yep, that will do it,
So
man.
the
That will do
toggen's on fire. You're able to use your new motors to spot lock yourself on the wrecks. You got 8 people fishing if you need up to 8 people fishing out the side windows. So what's happening with the Tog bite right now? Is it going to last for a little bit longer, or is this just like a short window?
I'm sure it'll keep going and taper off, and I'm sure there's gonna be more fish on more spots that aren't hit, and the fish are definitely getting more active.
Hmm.
In the bay, obviously, they're gonna have some more eggs and stuff, but it's they're gonna be a lot more breeding fish, but that's the ones that are keepers. So that's the way it goes in some respects. You can't keep all the males every time; it just doesn't seem
Right.
to work that way. But we haven't fished the bay except for one little half day trip we've taken.
Okay.
We've stayed in the ocean pretty much, and north and south, east and west. We went everywhere to go fish for our fish, and the tautog bite's been good. With these new motors, it makes it unfair to the fish. We're just sitting there right on their heads. We've actually ran more trips than we've posted, guys. We ran a bunch of walk-ons and another bunch of
Yeah.
trips that we've caught a lot of fish on and had a bunch of good trips, and we just got when you run that many trips in a row, it was kind of hard to keep the post moving. I had to
Right.
and especially when you put a 16-hour trip in the middle of it, man, we had run from Friday to Monday, we had run 40 hours. So, I mean, you know what I mean? That everyone does it Friday to Monday. It sounds different a little bit when you run 40 hours. We had done 16 on one day and 8 8 8 3 8s.
Wow.
So yeah, we were gassed at the end of it, but you know what? It was good stuff, man. It was good fishing. The boat held up. The boat did great. Russ did great. I was like, yo, man, you want to stay longer? I was like, because he wanted to stay longer on the offshore trip. We're already here, and I was like, dang, you're speaking my language. Stop it. And I was like, I'll stay as long as y'all want, man. But I was like, you know what? I knew we have to clean fish. I knew we had to vacuum seal fish. And of course, at 11 p.m. that night, side note, I made tahi macos the same night, baby. I'll do that marathon and see what you got in the tank, boys. That's you. And honestly, I had an hour. They covered me for an hour on the ride out. I might have had an hour sleep in the morning. That was it, an hour sleep overnight. And then I think I got 30 to 45 minutes on the ride in.
Dang,
So I
man.
got two little power naps on the ride there and back, and that's all I had in the tank. But I still made it anyway. Point is, yeah, we were talking. Talk has been great, man. We were tired to make posts, but there was a lot of people out there smiling and having a great time catching these fish, learning the technique of the same techniques I explained on the last one about waiting for it to bite, dropping down. The one I was explaining was like you're at 15 minutes on the clock. If you drop it down, you get the 25 minutes to pull, and It's been a lot of fun watching people learn how to talk. It's been slow. I'll say I have a group, it'll be slow. I'll grab a rod and be like, all right, you guys are making the champ suit up. And I'll
Yeah.
talk smack to the crew, and I get to fish with the crews, and I hand a
Make it
few. I love handing a fish off. I see somebody getting a good bite, and they're just sending crab after
missing.
crab after crab
Yeah.
after crab. They won't pull hard enough. They won't pull hard enough. And you're just like, you just want to help them so bad. Everyone else, or everybody else is on the boat is ripping them up, and then one person just won't get it down. You're just like, hey man, here, get in the groove. You gotta when you play hacky sack, you do not get a hack until everybody kicks the hacky sack in the group. It doesn't matter how many the cool guy does. Doesn't matter how many he kicks it or tricks he does. Until everybody touches it, it don't
Yep.
count. It don't count, man.
Yeah.
So
Group,
you get
team
everybody in the
effort.
game. Yeah, man, you get everybody in the game. And we had a lot of that, man. We had a lot of that. Russ is great too, and that's needed, and sometimes not even needed, man. It just he cuts bushels of crabs on the back of that boat. Blue crab's been our choice bait. Back pieces, I like 2s and 3s, and the knuckles, I like when you get a little bit bigger fish, you can put the 3s on. He was bunting some half crabs, because there were some smaller crabs we had.
Yeah.
It was
That's
some good
awesome,
stuff,
man.
man. And then you know what? In Rudy Inlet, he's actually caught some white crabs in his pots. He's been catching some big white crabs. So
Really?
yeah, because everybody's been fishing for these, all these northerners come down with these white crabs and they want to fish when they show the guys down here get the white crabs. And there's some great charters like Bradley Gray on the Wreck Dog and Shapiro on the Simi, and they all use these white crabs and stuff them in their things. And Rick over there, why not? And they get these. I'm not sure if they use the white crabs, but they have, and people put them in there. I have in the past. Ken Neal was really good at that on Healthy Grand Man. Boy, I used to just love pulling his tank up just to look at all his crabs, put it back down. I mean, I never messed with them or nothing. I just was like, damn right. Look at all them in there, and I knew where to do
Man,
it, how to do it. I made the pots for it, but I don't
can
know, guys. I
imagine.
mean, I like working hard in the fall and saving up my blue crabs by freezing them. I like
Yeah.
freezing them when I got them and working. Rush crabs so much anyway, makes
Yeah.
it easy. Matter of fact, I'm making a crab sandwich in a couple days. It's game on. I'm ready to pick some crab.
That's some hard work right there. I remember talking last weekend with my uncle Bruce from Sam Rust about how the crabs have not really moved in. Like the crabbers haven't seen them really moving in just yet, and it's challenging because it's always a dance of getting folks lined up that are ready to pick crabs, but then you have to try to time it with when the crabs actually show up. And he said, most years the crabbers say it's like, hey, sometimes I've got the team ready to pick, but I don't have the crabs, and other times I got the crabs and I don't have the team ready to pick. So it's a dance there, but. I tell you what, man, I definitely have got to get out there with you one of these days soon and try to catch a tautog. It's on my list. It's been since 2009 that I caught a tautog.
Well, when was the last time I invited you to fish? Let me see. It was about 15 minutes
20,
ago.
25 minutes ago. Yes, I know.
I
And then of
asked you
course
right
it's
before. I
like
was like, bro, you want to go tomorrow? You're like, man, I can't. I'm doing
I got
maintenance.
boat maintenance and then
Yep,
I
yep,
got a
yep.
two-day golf tournament this weekend, but we'll have to do a trade-off. I'm gonna treat you to another round of golf, this time at Virginia Beach National, and then sometime in the future, I'm gonna come tie myself off to the back of your boat. I'll probably have to put one of those patches on because I'm like Xander and your boy LB. When I get
You
offshore, I get a
put
little.
put those on and dude, you'll
Yep.
have a whole new ball game, a whole new world,
Oh
man.
yeah. My little magic sauce has been a combination of the non-drowsy Dramamine, and I've tried the Bonine, that's pretty good too, but the non-drowsy Dramamine in conjunction with the Relief Band, which is the little electric one that
Yeah.
kind of gives you a little shock pulse. Those two things in conjunction, especially when you're doing something active, and I would say this to people too, like if you're ever concerned about going offshore because you get a little motion sick or a little seasick, there's a huge difference in going with your buddies who may or may not know what they're doing, and you could end up riding around all day and not see a lot of action. When there's no action, that's the worst recipe for seasickness. But if you're going on a togging trip or you're going on a, trip trolling with a professional captain, there is a high likelihood that there's going to be a lot of activity. And the activity is going to keep you from getting seasick. As soon as you get a rod in your hand and there's fish biting and you're moving and grooving, it takes everything away because it gets your mind off it.
Well, you bring up a great point, actually, is that, I'm on the boat a lot and I actually see stuff that no one gets to see in frequency like I do in frequency. So here's a great example. As soon as Xander jumped up to go catch his fish, he was back. He was cool. He was
Yep.
stoked. Fish, everything came in the boat. And when he went, and then the adrenaline dump for everybody wakes him up, or even when they get there and start fishing. And this is when people get seasick on the boat. The adrenaline dump hits their stomach, and right when that wears off, their color from their face shoots down to green, and that's when they're seasick again.
Yeah.
So you imagine this: there could be somebody laying in a beanbag who's doing okay, and as soon as they jump up to do that adrenaline rush, when that's over, seasickness. But I'm telling you guys, and I mean this. Look, you guys got to listen to me on this one. My son got seasick every single trip of his whole life, and we tried the magic amulet, we tried around his neck, we tried the dang bands on his hands with the little white dot thing, and then we tried the electric bracelet, we tried the the ginseng or whatever those ones are, non-drowsies. We tried the dramas. We tried the Sequest. We tried every single thing, and none of them worked, dude. And they even made it worse for him most times. It made him just sleepier.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the only thing that worked is the behind the ear. This lady named Oksana come with us a lot fishing for sea bass. She would puke and fish, and it's not quit, but it was uncomfortable for her. It just made her.
Right.
She always would fish. So eventually, I told her, I was like, they got this patch they prescribe, and she came back one day she's like, look, and she got the prescription patch, and she never thrown up since. She's been great. So it's one step below the prescription, and put this thing on, man. I swear, you just put that on.
Do you still put it behind your ear, or do you just put it somewhere on your body?
No, you got to put it behind your ear. It tells you exactly where to put it on the picture. It'll be like boop boop, and then you put it right behind your ear. Gets caught in your it's your semicircular canal behind your ear that's holding all that fluid in there, and it eases it up from rocking as much or something. I don't know what it does, but it puts a chemical, and it could be nicotine, because I don't know. There's something to it. I don't know what it does, but it works. It's the only thing that's ever worked.
Walmart sells it.
Walmart sells them, and when I get off the phone, I'm buying some for the boat, because we finished our last one the other day. I didn't know till this father-daughter, they got a little seasick, and I only had one left, and he gave it to the girl. She felt better,
and she was good to go.
And she laid in a beanbag and napped it off. That's the other thing. If somebody gets seasick on your boat, get them to go in a beanbag as quick as you can, because it'll take the pressure off their muscles in their legs. Anytime their body's using muscle pressure, it makes them worse.
Yep.
So once they just lay there, they won't be able to move. They won't feel as bad, and they'll be able to hear everything going on. But to relieve, that'll be the quickest relief. But once you put those things behind your ear, you're going to be good to go.
Yeah. And another pro tip, people, it's like, we talked about weather last week with Mike Ho saying it's like there's stuff that's kind of 101 to us that have been out there forever, but it's good to be reminded, if somebody is feeling a little seasick, even if you have beanbag or not, get them in the stern of the boat on the non-wave side. It's the least movement that's going to be happening for them. I've seen people, getting seasick before, and they just go up in the front of the boat and they sit there on the seat in front of the console. And I'm like, that's the worst place that you could be sitting right now, because you're going to get banged around.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yes, absolutely. So get in the stern of the boat or sit on the transom of the boat, and definitely keep your eyes on the horizon. And just it's hard to do it, but it's like you just got to stop thinking about it and just try to let your mind wander somewhere else. And I'd speak from experience, as somebody that can be in the bay, cobia fishing in the worst of conditions and not get seasick at all. And it's because my mind is busy and focused on other things. And so,
or you can see land.
Yeah.
Some people, once they don't see land anymore, they get seasick. Some people, once they get fog, who don't get seasick, the fog stops them in, and we're fishing, they're like, and it makes them puke.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different things that'll trigger it, man. There's fear, there's no sleep, there's drinking. There's people, look, I got it like this, Luke. There's stages. Stage one, I mean, as soon as you leave the dock, as soon as you get on the first set of waves going out the inlet, you're already 5 miles out, you're already in the bucket. You're done. That means you're just done. You need the patch, you need the prescription.
Yeah.
Now then stage two is the people who feel seasick, and they get and they don't say much all the time, and then as soon as the boat stops and starts to rock and wobble a bunch, when it comes to a complete stop and they rock and wobble, then they're seasick. And there's stage three is the adrenaline ones, I tell you. They're okay, they're holding in there. Then once the adrenaline dump wears off, or the action stops, like you like to say, boom, then they get seasick. And then there's the stage four who just see somebody else get sick, and they get sick. Oh, dang it, they're sick, and they're sick.
Yeah.
And then you got the stage five is the angry seasick person. Like, I'm not even, and just grumpy the whole trip, and you don't even know why. They're like, finally. And then they're like, you were seasick. You grumpy grouch, dude. So you got all the stages of seasickness, dude. I watch them all. I'm like, we got a stage one, Russ. We got a stage two. I was like, you know what I mean?
What the stage 5 makes me think of? I don't know if you've seen that funny video on social media where the little dog is shivering so hard. He's like, I'm not cold. And it's like, yes, you are, dude.
Man,
you
they
are
just
seasick.
They're mad at you. They're just yelling, just roaring at everybody. And you're like, dude, you're just being, and they're just giving the mate dirty looks, and you're just like, dude, you're doing your best, and just like, man, and then you figure out that's why you weren't mad about the fishing. You weren't mad that it was slow. You were puke. You were about to blow chunks. You just had a,
So
oh, let me see. You had a, yeah, orange juice and a McMuffin. There you go.
that's the worst. You get acid on your stomach. Absolutely the worst. I mean, if there's one tip, it would be the night before or the day before you're going offshore. Try to stay as like alkaline in your food and your drink as possible. Don't be drinking sugar. Don't be drinking acidic things. Don't eat acidic things. Don't go heavy on like tomato sauces or cheeses. Like just eat healthy and clean the day before. Lots of water before bed. And sleep. That's your best bet to be healthy when going offshore.
I got a classic story, and well, since we're on it, last disgusting story, but this is great, guys. I'm not gonna talk about Bam giving birth to a Chick-fil-A sandwich out of his mouth,
Oh God.
but I'm gonna tell you, but I will tell you about LB. Well, LB was young, all right. He's maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8, and he's already, he's like, when are my sea legs gonna grow in? Actually, he already has hers because she didn't get seasick here and there. Danny Lagan and I are out at the Cape Henry in the 19-foot Key West, and we're in 3 to 5. That's where the bite for the striped bass were. It was January. Striped bass actually bit back then.
Yeah.
Couldn't control for them. They're giants. We already had like a 20-something pounder in a boat, and we're pushing towards land when all of a sudden LB, my buddy Dan, notices LB's about to get seasick. Well, LB's standing up on the chair, the swivel chair on the Yamaha with the swivel seat with the center console. He's standing up on the chair, or kneeling on. I don't know which one it was, but it was one of those. And Dan sees it like and right when he goes about to throw up, Dan rips the boat out of gear, like stops us at 6 miles. So LB leans his head back and whiplashes forward with his barf, hits me in the face with it. A corn piece of corn gets stuck in my nostril, dude. I am fuming, dude. I'm like, Dan, why did you pull it out of your god dang it? He's like, someone's gonna puke, bro. I was like, I know, just let us go, bro. So I'm like, I had to squeeze my nose, pop it out. I'm like, LB, you good,
God.
buddy? I comfort my
Uh,
kid, dude.
oh my goodness.
Dude, it's the corn kernel story, man. So, when it comes to seasickness, man, you never know when it'll strike, bro. This was three-quarter way through today.
Dude,
Oh, man.
I mean,
Another
my hat's off to you for not getting mad at him, but
Dude,
holy
that is
cow.
great. Another seasick
Oh,
story is Mike got seasick, dude, and we caught a sand shark fishing for tog in like January or something. We caught like a sand shark with no teeth. It was only a 2.5 footer, and he was laying on the ground on the side of the center console in his jacket, all huddled in there. And we laughed at him and filmed it. And we were
oh
like, "This is
man.
before I was a charter, bro." And we took the shark and and we threw it on him, bro. It just sat there and flopped on him, bro. He woke up, was like, ah, and he freaked out.
I would say when somebody's like full seasick, like
Oh
gone
man,
seasick, it's
Mike
almost
is
like when
fun.
somebody's like blackout drunk. It's the same level of like
Oh, yeah.
you're barely conscious. I mean,
Yeah, you can. I didn't write. We didn't write on them or nothing, but
well,
it was fun.
in closing to this sermon that we have preached about seasickness, what would you say if I'm going to Walmart and I'm looking for this thing? Is it called is it the Kind Patches, the anti-motion sickness patch by Kind Patches, or do you remember exactly the brand? We got to
It's a
find
blue
it.
box. Yeah, I'll get you the
Blue
brand, but
box.
it's a
Okay.
blue box. It's a blue box.
We'll
It's
put it
gonna
in the
be.
show notes.
Yeah,
Um,
it should be in there, guys. But that's really gonna help you guys. And honestly, I recommend them. And I've seen all the band and this and that, and they showed the commercials. I've watched it for years, man. And I tried for my kid as best as I could. And
yep.
the
Oh, I
only
got it right
thing,
here. MQ Motion Patch, blue box.
blue
Yep.
box, buddy. That's the one, buddy. That's the one, guys. That's the one. I'm gonna order me a couple more of those. And we swear
Natural.
we got them at the house.
Yeah, natural herbal, formulated 100% natural herbal ingredients like safflower uh, and tall gastrodia tuber offer a treatment without pills or associated side effects. And that is one thing because I did try the scopolamine patch back in the day, and while it worked, it left your face and your head all feeling like dried out. So like every medicine out there for seasickness has some, it affects people differently. So if this one
Right.
is like herbal and you felt no
Yeah.
side effects, I mean, the
Yeah.
proof's in the pudding. It's talking to somebody that's actually
Yeah,
used it who does suffer.
this one doesn't say it wears off in a day and a half or two. The effects may last 3 days.
Right, right.
That's the best part about it. And you can put them on while you're already from what I gather, you can put them on while you're seasick, right when it happens. Like you can go before or you can go after, and they
Yeah.
seem to work, man.
Which is huge because most of the time, like a Dramamine's not going to bring you back. Like nothing brings you back except for the, oh, what's that pill? But it's a prescription that you get for like when you come out of surgery. I can't think of it, but it's prescription strength anti-nausea. That's the only thing that I've ever seen bring somebody back. But obviously, you can't get that unless you have a prescription. So, hey, if people want to get booked, get hooked, get in a bucket, how do they do that?
Well, first you got to make a tog sandwich, guys. I'll give you that recipe next time, unless you want me to give it now. You want it?
Give it to me.
You got it, guys. Quick, easy way to make it. It's gonna be in the cookbook, guys. But look, use that same panko. Use that same buttery buffalo or regular panko, egg flour. You're gonna go flour, egg, panko. You're gonna go peanut oil. And you're gonna cut. Look, the second half of the tog, the top is nuggets, and the other second half is a perfect size sandwich. Oh my God. Like every fish has a different like recipe you can make with it that's perfect for that fish because of the taste or because of the shape or because of you can't make anyway, you can make anything, but there's a whole bunch. But the point of this sandwich, guys, is look, all you do is toast up a brioche bun. I get them at Walmart, a brioche bun, toast that up lightly, put butter on it right when it comes out, hit the mayonnaise on it. Take your fish when it gets out of the medium peanut oil, put it on a rack, salt it really good, cook it thoroughly, nice and brown, and then you're gonna want to put a tomato, a big beefsteak tomato on that sucker. Get the paper towel, dry your tomato really good so it's not just juicing up your crumbs and keeps your crumbs crunchy. Paper towel that tomato really well. Get that water, the first layer of water off it, and salt it and pepper it after that. And then put that tomato on there with some mayonnaise and some provolone cheese, and you're gonna be good to go, man. You're gonna be solid. So that's a quick, easy recipe, man. You're gonna love it.
I'm gonna make you a deal. So my girlfriend makes these amazing tomatoes. She grows them in the backyard.
Yeah.
You said beefsteak. She's got some of these heirloom tomatoes called mortgage lifters that are absolutely divine. So
bring me one.
Sometime in the near future, we're gonna go once these tomatoes grow. We're gonna go to your house and we're gonna make some badass sandwiches, and then we're gonna take them to the golf course and we're gonna play golf and we're gonna eat those sandwiches for lunch.
Sounds good, man. Either that or we'll go tear up and we need to tear up some togs, bud.
Absolutely. All right. Well, hey.
The best way to get booked and get a hold of Playing Hooky is playinghookycharters.com. And you can also use the walk-on link on the bottom of that and scroll down and look for trips. We got a couple more spots left for tomorrow, which you won't know to by then. But we also are available on the socials at Playing Hooky Charters. You can look at the Bill Pappas page. It's public. I'm switching over to the Playing Hooky. I'm trying to move it there so I can actually just post my own stuff with regular things about myself and have a regular page. I built the business. We built the business. Now you can have a life, maybe. Well, man, guys, thanks for having me, Luke. As always,
dude.
I hope you guys got some good tips out of that, and some funny stories, man. And don't get whiplash barf with a barf kernel in your nostril if you can avoid it. That is the lesson of the day.
There's your lesson of the day, Captain Bill. Thank you for being on. Always a pleasure. Always enjoy the stories and the tips. God bless you, my friend, and hope you have some safe trips here in the days ahead.
All right, buddy. I'll see you at the 600 line.
Yes, sir. Folks, that's going to wrap up a really fun segment. Captain Bill always brings the fire, always brings the fun. Definitely check him out on the socials. Follow him along. That's where you get to see all the fun in action in real time. Stick around for a quick word from our sponsors that make this fun content free for you each and every week, and we'll be back with you real soon. The days of heading out and blindly looking for good fishing areas are pretty much over. Don't waste time and money on fuel searching for fish. What you need are the most recent, highest resolution images to not only know where to go, but where not to go. The knowledge provided by today's technology is critical when planning an offshore fishing trip. So make the choice that captains all up and down the East Coast make and choose Hilton's Real-Time Navigator. The easy-to-use interface and excellent customer service will have you on the fish every time you go. Check them out at hiltonsoffshore.com. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up this week. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember, to get your free APCO Camo Sunglasses Cleaner Cloth, text the acronym LCBFR to 779-345-2918 to get your promo code and be added to our email list so we can send you the new show each week. You guys keep on whacking them and be safe out there.